In nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Welcome to Sunday Mass, everybody. My name is Dirk. This is the iBashers Sunday Mass. It's your show. I just hosted. I hope you're all well today. Starting out a very rainy Sunday in New York City that turned into one of the most beautiful days I've ever seen. The clouds broke, the heavens shone through, and hope is eternal. And that's always a beautiful thing. I hope you're all well. Let's see who got in here at number one today. It is Hitesh C. He finally got in at number one. Amazing job, Hitesh. Incredible. Congratulations. You'll be getting your Basher of the Day song right after the show. I like to record them after I'm done because I've spoken for a while, so I have a little bit of a little vocal workout, a little warm up. So it's really great, and we're very, very happy for you. You've been trying to get it there for a while. Not as it didn't take as long as others, but amazing, Hiteshi. So cool. Welcome to the number one Basher of the Day, Andrew Wolkowicz, Canadian $10. You never cease to amaze me. Head cheerleader, Basher Supreme, Andrew Wolkowicz. Hitesh, congratulations. However, I'm the first to super chat. You are indeed the first to super chat, and I can't thank you enough for that. Upvote and subscribe, everyone, and be a blessing to others, considering being a Patreon if you can. And as I've said with the Patreon thing, if you're going to do Patreon, and I'm super unbelievably grateful for all of my Patreons and all the wonderful people who think about it, if that is something you'd like to do too, a lot of people have done to try to get around the fact that YouTube takes 30% of super chats and all that stuff to keep a show running. The incredible Tim, you know what, from Apple has decided that anybody who uses the Patreon app on an Apple device, 30% of whatever they pledge goes to Apple, which is disgraceful, disgusting, should be a class action lawsuit. 5%, okay, to use the platform. So if anyone considers doing Patreon, and I'm grateful for just thinking about it, please use the web or use an Android, because if you use an Apple device, they take 30%. And his solution was, well, just charge them more or eat it. That's what he said, which is counterproductive towards all the creators. I don't know if anybody remembers, but Apple did this commercial for an iPad couple of months ago, it was probably 6 months ago, where they took paintbrushes and musical instruments and anything in the creative arts, and they put them on top of a pallet, and then a big crusher came down and crushed them to smithereens. And when it came back up, what was left? An iPad. So basically the message was, you don't need any of that stuff. You don't need to be a musical artist or a poet or a writer or a filmmaker. You don't have to do any of those things. Just get an iPad, and we've got software that'll get you going. Well, that's a nice little leg up for people just starting out in the arts. But for those of us, and I'm including myself because I've made a lot of records, for those of us who did do that and put the time in and studied our craft and try to get good at it, regardless of what people's opinions are of someone's particular art, it's disgraceful. They had to remove it immediately. It sparked controversy. People were very angry about it, and he backpedaled. But then he decides, well, if that didn't work, I'll just take 30% of their Patreon. So all the people out there making content on YouTube, I watch a lot of channels and I contribute to channels too. And you know what? I'm so grateful that all of these people are getting a voice out there. Now, YouTube takes 30%. And you know what? On Sunday Mass, maybe Tim Cook from Apple should consider, being that he's a $4 trillion company, maybe he should consider a bit of charity. There's no reason for you to take 30% because somebody used an app. Now, it doesn't apparently have anything to do with pre-existing Patreons. If you have a Patreon and they give you a monthly contribution, apparently it doesn't affect them. Only people after, I think it's September 10th. So that means if you're attracting new Patreons to your channel, which is the lifeblood for a lot of people, considering that YouTube takes 30%. And I understand YouTube's reasoning for taking a decent amount. It's kind of like in the old time agents and managers. If you're an actor, a musician, a singer, etc., your manager generally used to get 10 to 15%. Now it's 20, from what I hear, and your agent used to get 5 to 7%, because they do a lot of work for you. Now, YouTube does a lot of work for us. It enables us to have this platform, this ability to be on, have my own show, to talk to you every single day, and all that stuff. And that's a beautiful thing. So it is the vehicle that that takes us where we need to go. It's the car we drive. I get it. I think 30% is very steep. I don't think, considering how many channels there are, it's obscene how much they get, and Google's got a lot of money. They're not that far behind Apple in terms of revenue. I think Apple is the number one company market cap share. Every other month they go down to 2 or 3, and then they bounce right back up to number 1. And it makes me really seriously rethink about being inside the Apple chain, as I've said before. And I don't want to belabor a dead point, but it's Sunday, and I think people need to, on Sunday, maybe it's a good day, or whatever your Sabbath is, it's a good day to look inside your soul and think, what can I do? Which is the theme of today's show. What can I do to just try to make the world a little bit better? Nothing wrong with that at all. So let's start out with the super chat gong. Thank you, dearest Andrew. Kevin landed, made to number 3 at this time. Happy Sunday to Dirk and to all the Bashers. Happy Basher Sunday to you as well. Have a great show, and think of me as I will be at work when the fun begins. Take care, stay safe, and be good to yourselves and to others. Thank you, Mr. Landon. You are a wonderful Basher, and we appreciate you so much. Melly C is in the room. I'm wearing Snoopy today. Happy Sunday to you, Father Dirk, and all the Bashers. Happy Sunday to you, darling. Great to see you. It is the girl with the ranch, Carolyn March, and you guys may have beat me to the chat, but I bet you I'm the only one chatting from Italy. I had a couple of nice little chats with her yesterday while she was on making her way to the airport and spending a much-deserved holiday and respite in a beautiful country, a country that I love so very much. She's going to be there for a little while. Hopefully she can unwind. And she's a girl who wears a lot of hats. She doesn't just have a wrench. She's a girl that wears many hats, and she's also one of the most charitable people I know. She believes in art, and she believes in artists, and she truly wants people who put their art on the line and their souls out there for other people. She truly wants them to succeed. That's the kind of lady she is. I hope you're having the best time ever. FOIS here. Hey, buddy. Buona domenica to you as well. Happy Sunday. It's currently 7:30 a.m. where you are, and you buggers or bastards have already left a stream of messages. Now that's dedication. Tanti baci to you as well. Al Benedetti is in the room. Buongiorno, Dirk and Bashers. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, but I'm finally able to be here for Mass. Well, you're in for the amazing. There he is, the man himself. He's here for Sunday Mass. It's great to see you in the room. And I'll likely collect a few Our Fathers along the way, and some Hail Marys, and all those things, those penance things. Who is it? Andrew told me a very funny joke. He sent me a message, and it was like these two kids are go to church, and one of them goes into the confessional box. And for you non-Catholics out there, a confessional box is a place where you go, and you've seen it in movies. It's dark, and there's usually some brocaded velvet draperies and stuff. And you go in there, and a slot opens up, and there's a priest in the middle. There's 2 confessional boxes, so you can switch from left to right. And you say, "Bless me, Father, for I've sinned." You confess your sins, and he gives you some penance. It's usually a bunch of prayers. And one of the jokes, he was like, some teenage boys go to confession, and one of them goes in there and he goes, "Bless me, Father, for I've sinned." And he says, "What have you done, Patrick?" Because he knew who he was, because he's probably in the school. He goes, "Well, I've had carnal knowledge with one of the girls from school." And of course, they're Irish. "I've had carnal knowledge with one of the girls from school." And he's like, "Oh, that's not good. You're too young and you're not married. It's terrible." And he goes, "Well, who's the girl?" And he goes, "Oh, Father, I could never do that. That would be even bigger sin to release her name." And he goes, "Was it Mary Flaherty?" He goes, "No, Father, it wasn't. Was it Kira O'Shaughnessy?" "No, it wasn't Kira O'Shaughnessy." "Was it Mary O'Toole?" "It wasn't Mary O'Toole." He goes, "Well, 10 Our Fathers, 5 Hail Marys, and be a better person." And so the kid comes out of the booth and he goes, "What'd you get?" He goes, "I got 10 Our Fathers, 5 Hail Marys, and a couple of good leads." I don't know. It's a funny joke. Andrew says, "Carolyn Martin, have fun and be safe." Of course, be safe. Try not to cause an international incident, especially upon yourself, darling. Please don't. Just be careful in everything you do. Take it easy. She doesn't know how to take it easy. She's on the go, go. Not just for her, but for everybody else. She just can't help herself. Carolyn, have a aperitivi or a few of those and sit back and relax and watch the world go by and enjoy everything. The beautiful, she sent me some text messages with beautiful food that she's having today. And she's like, ingredients. And it's just all the most natural stuff. Amazing. Ken Furby's here. Greetings, team. Stand by your beds, ready to upvote and subscribe. Please do so. It really helps out. We got a couple of new subscribers this week. I noticed that the algorithm looks to be like picking up a little bit. Maybe it's working. Let's see. Hitash C gets all the honors today. Indeed, he does. Hitash C gets it all. Well done, H. Carolyn, Italy, nice one. We'll need photos. She's going to send us a bunch of. Actually, she sent me some. I don't think she'll mind if I said she did say that she might come on the show. Is that still on offer? Let me see. Let me give her a quick bell. Right? Did she send anything? Let me see. You still coming on the show, which was amazing to me. I was like, are you really going to do that? Let me see. And I'll send her the link too, just in case she wants to come. If she does, she's more than welcome. But I'll show the pictures of the delicious food that she's having. Why not? Since it's not in the Gallery of Bastards, what I'll do is, let me see. Can I blow these up? I can. I'll show them now. Thanks, Ken Furby, for reminding me. Thank you for that. I want the big window. Can I have the big window? Can I do this? I never did it at a messenger before. It might work. Let's see. Entire screen. That's what I want. Let me get that out of the way so you don't see it. Right, here we go. Isn't that lovely? Let me get this out of the way so you can't see any of my goings on. Beautiful coast, absolutely gorgeous, incredible. Can you imagine? Look at that. That's what she gets to look at for the next however long she's going to be there. Fantastic for her. Congratulations, honey. You totally deserve it. Let me see. Can I get the next ones up? Some beautiful food. Can I get over there? Will you pop up? There you go. Oh boy, bruschetta. Now that's the real stuff. Look at those tomatoes. Tomatoes, depending on what side of the Atlantic you're on. Absolutely gorgeous. Is that on a Lazy Susan? I made a quiche last night and I used a Lazy Susan that my friend Louisa gave me and I almost never use it. Look how beautiful that is. Why not show the food? And there's one more of this beautiful pasta. Let's get that going. Oh man, how amazing is that? That's what they're having in Italy because that's what people have in Italy. Isn't that amazing? Thanks for reminding me to share that. I almost forgot. And for the Bastards Gallery, the Gallery of Bastards, I went to Rule's Restaurant in London yesterday. It's 200 years old and astonishing. Great food, great service. Photos in the gallery coming up with some description of the institution. I'll read that out when we get to it. Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. Let me get rid of that screen because I don't need it no more. I don't need it no more. It's the only time you can say no more, double negatives and stuff. I don't need it no more is in lyrics. It's the only time it should be allowed. Oh, she sent me pictures. She did. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Ken. We will see that in the gallery coming soon. Dave Fahrenheit 451, he upvoted. Hey. Dean's here. Sunday Mass with Basherdirk. Sunday Mass with you too, buddy. You're a big part of the Basher universe as well. And Mr. Parker's here, a former Basher of the day. I say that with all the love in the world. I'm enjoying some Nespresso. Oh man, that's good. My buddy Mike came over today, and he had some computer issues to resolve. He had two computers. One's a laptop and one's a very old iMac. So I basically took all he needed off of the iMac and put it on his laptop, which I had kind of supercharged a while back, but the iMac was just done 2009, ready to go. I said, let's just make sure we have everything. We'll sit with it for a week, as long as you think you've got everything on the other computer. And he brought me some Nespresso. He stopped at the Nespresso store. Very kind of him. And a beautiful bottle of wine, which I haven't taken the wrapper off of yet to see exactly what it is. But it was a beautiful gesture. Manny Perez in the room with his beautiful shepherd. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday to you, Manny. Great to see you in the room. Happy Sunday, Dirk. Happy Sunday, Manny. Thank you. Hey, it's Fergal. Hi, Dirk and the Bastards. Hey, Fergal, how are you? Everybody's waiting on bated breath till your babies come home and we can see the watches in their beautiful glory. He's awaiting the master watchmaker's decision to clean it up just to his specifications. He didn't go full bore, which is great. And you guys have spoken. I should have put it out. I put my very first poll up, and you guys answered accordingly. And we'll talk about it in a second. Dave Fitzsimmons. If God doesn't save us, Dirk will. Oh, that's awfully sweet of you. Happy Bashmas. Bashmas. I guess we'll have a Bashmas special come Christmas time. Bashers. That's amazing. Mr. Bad Guest is here too, and he says, upvote, kids. Please upvote if you can. And Jocelyn Vittenbender's here, and she's also in the gallery. We've missed you, honey, live on the show. Missed you. Always great with that beautiful Catherine Deneuve pics. I would just envision you as looking exactly like Catherine Deneuve. Why not? Nathaniel Hyman with 5 buckaroonies. Today's gospel reading was Jesus' foreshadowing of the Eucharist, confusing absolutely everyone because he went to real mass, not just the Dirk mass. Pretty funny, but thanks so much, buddy boy. And let's give you the gong woman's husband. Absolutely. Thank you, buddy boy. Andrew's in. He's watching the show. He's here. He's off today, I guess. For what it's worth, when I close YouTube, I don't get notifications till I reopen the app. I just happen to check in often. Otherwise, getting notifications constantly drives me nutters. Yeah, I mean, I noticed because I have the account that this show is on, and then I also have my personal account, which I subscribe to the show, and I didn't get a notification until 30 minutes before I started the stream. Isn't that odd? I did not get a notification. So I don't really know how it works. I'm still feeling my way around. You know, Sheen gave me a lot of pointers on how to get to here, there, and everywhere. It's a very big program when you have control of a YouTube channel, which shows you exactly how to get around and what to do and what you can look at and analytics. And, you know, does this person wear their watch on their left wrist or their right wrist? Are they a man or are they a woman? Are they non-binary? Or what age group are they? All kinds of crazy stuff. It's Smart and Bronson. Good day, everyone. Enjoy the show. I just made my glasses 10 times worse. I'm constantly, because if I ever committed a crime, I will be found out instantaneously because I leave fingerprints everywhere. I think I just have some kind of Spider-Man acid on my fingers where I touch something and instantly it gets marred. And I don't know how I get fingerprints on my glasses, but I do consistently. I clean them. 5 minutes later, there's something on them. Am I touching them? Rewind the show and find out for sure. Great to see you in the room. Always great to see Bronson too. Carlos Page. Happy Sunday, Dirk, and all the fabulous Bashtard techs. Look at that. Bashtard techs. That's how would I say that? Bashtarchitects. Bashtarchitects. That's not easy to say. 5 times fast. Bash architects. Oh, just say Bash architects. Okay. That's how smart I am. Look who's here. It's Ray. Bless all here and bless you too, baby doll. It's great to see you lurking around the room. You don't have to be You don't have to do much. You can just come in here and just show your pretty face once in a while, and everybody will be happy. 209's here. Hey, oh, look at that shot. That's a great shot. I love that picture. Proudly displaying his timepiece. Now you're hungry. Thanks, Carolyn. Well, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Roar the Tiger says, hi, Dirk. Hey, Roar the Tiger. It's great to see you. How are you and your family doing? All of the best and most love of the iBashers to you, Roar the Tiger, and to your entire family. Did you know that MSG occurs naturally in tomatoes? I actually did. And I don't know when the light bulb went off about MSG, because growing up in New York City, you always used to hear that monosodium glutamate was an additive and that it's in Chinese food, and don't eat Chinese food because it's got all this MSG in it. And I would hear people, whenever you'd go to a Chinese restaurant, say, oh, I'd like this, no MSG, please, because I guess it acts as if some kind of stabilizer, or maybe, is it like a cornstarch? But yes, MSG, monosodium glutamate, is a naturally occurring substance. It's natural. I even had this conversation with, I think, Osheen a couple of months back. And we were talking about it being in so many different things. We just, as I guess, because Americans love to add a lot of crap to our food, we put, if you look on the labels in Italy, they, it says, tomatoes, water, or tomatoes, garlic, onions, water. And you look on the label of an American product, it'll be like tomatoes, water, DHA 17567, FD&C red number 3, FD&C red number blue 51987, sodium citrate, vanillin, all these things that are legal by the Food and Drug Administration in the United States, all these additives to preservatives, or it's mind-boggling. But MSG is actually a naturally occurring substance. Oddly enough, I knew it. But I forgot how I found out. It was not ages ago, maybe 10 to 15 years ago. I've known it for a while, but there's a certain thing about MSG that it's not so good for you in high doses. And I think when it naturally occurs, it's good for you. And when it's an additive, it's not good for you, because obviously the additive version has been subjected to some kind of chemical treatment and or laboratory effects. So listen, when Monsanto, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, you guys know that, when they got a hold of certain things with with seeds and with crops, and all of a sudden we have I didn't know about watermelons being the product, watermelons being the product of nuclear blasts. Apparently that's true. I looked it up. But with all the reproduction and the ability to have bigger crops because of chemical things, that these things happen in nature. But what they did was, these giant companies like Monsanto and I guess DuPont and other big conglomerates, is they figured out a way to exploit it. And isn't that just like humans, to find something and exploit it and turn it into something crazy? Kind of like Rolex. Dave Fahrenheit 451. Any comments on the Omega's Cup new model? No, but you know what? Let me pull that up. It's pretty. I looked at it. Well, let's all comment on it together. Omega America's Cup new model. I haven't seen the serial number on that yet. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty. White dial special, baby. Let's have a looky poo. Thanks for bringing that up. There it is. What do you guys think? Comes in two versions. 6,500 on the bracelet, 6,200 on rubber. And that's the watch. What do you think? What's your thinking process on that? I mean, it's a pretty Seamaster. I mean, white dials are all the rage now. Of course, it's got the start over here. What is the deal with the, let's see, 42 millimeters, of course, a must-have for sailing fans and collectors. A stunning tribute to the 2024 event in Barcelona, complete with its own trophy. Really? Is there a trophy here? Can I blow this down? That doesn't give us much more. I like it. I'm not exactly a Seamaster kind of guy, and if I was, I would get some kind of GoldenEye variant on that. But I do love this rubber strap. Can we talk about that for a second? Wow, that's cool. I love the rubber strap. I think Omega does rubber straps really well. Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, that minute hand is just killer, isn't it? It's red, blue, and black. And then the hour hand is blue, and the second hand is blue. No date, of course. I mean, it's got the helium escape valve that, is irksome to a lot of people. So, oh, look at that. Oh, we get to see this now. Isn't that cool? AD 806. All right. Inscribed with Barcelona 2024. The 37th America's Cup. Stainless steel. Does it really say that on the bottom? Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, it's not black. It's blue. It's a blue into red fade. I thought it was a little bit black. That second hand is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there's the trophy. There you go. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the silk screened. I think they should make them smaller when they do, because sometimes I just think it ruins the whole idea of looking at the movement. And I know you're wearing it and most people can't see it anyway. But, oh, and look at the box. Let's have a look at the box. Oh, that's nice. Wow. Really cool. Hey, Carolyn Martin, I did drop the link. It's on your messenger. I dropped the link. If you want to come in on the show, I would be floored, as would everyone else. A live in-person visit from Carolyn Martin in Italy. I think we'd be honored beyond belief. Really cool looking box, huh, kiddies? Looks great. Wow. I love it. It just, it doesn't fit in with any of the other Omega boxes. And it looks really sporty. It's a great looking watch. 42 millimeters. I'd get it on rubber. What would you guys do? I love it. Thanks for bringing that up. It's a very, very cool thing. I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, it's great looking. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. CW Watch Enthusiast says, I got some more photos from my watchmaker. Movement all reassembled after the full disassembly and cleaning and re-oiling. Did you send them? I don't see them yet in the gallery. Oh, could you do it? Oh, man, wouldn't that be so fantastic? So fantastic. Let me see. Let me check my thing. Make sure she got it. Yeah. Click on above to join the mass, Carolyn. There you go. Yeah, so the invite is out there, darling. If you are here, we are too. We all want to see that today, if you can. That'd be great. Andrew, I get streaks on my glasses when I blink. Oh, you must have very long eyelashes. My mom used to say it was unfair that guys have longer, lusher lashes than girls. Paul's got crazy eyelashes, and he's got big, kind of creamy green eyes, and he's got very thick, dark eyelashes, and it makes people swoon. And it makes girls jealous because of all the mascara. He doesn't need any. It's unbelievable. Le Carré says, not tomatoes in the USA, just tomato essence. Well, there's this scam going on in the States, and with San Marzano tomatoes, those are considered by the Italians and by the conoscenti of the world to be the best tomatoes for sauce, etc. And they're only made in one particular part in the southern part of Italy near Napoli. And the biggest selling version of those in the United States, they're called San Marzano tomatoes, and it's a famous label that it's white label with a different colored ring if it's crushed or if it's whole or peeled or whatever. And it turns out that they're from New Jersey. They're not even Italian tomatoes, but they say San Marzano. Everybody, and they're the most expensive ones on the shelf. But again, you can go to the next shelf down and get a brand called Muti, which is what most Italian people in Italy buy. And there it's probably 69 cents. Here it's about $3 or $4.99. And you get real San Marzano tomatoes, the real ones. for your sauces. Andrew Olkovich says everything ever recalled was first claimed to be safe. Well, that's true. Certainly with drugs and cars. I think cars. I was just talking to him, when I was driving around with my father-in-law when we went to the Brooklyn Museum to see the Paul McCartney exhibit on Friday. Um, he's got a really cool BMW, very cool. It's maybe 10 years old at this point, but it's not his daily beater. It's the car he drives it, but he babies it. That car, he got a message when it was about 3 years old, and they said, you need to bring your car in because we need to replace the entire top of the manifold. And that's a big company, and they had to do it with all those models. Imagine that BMW had to do it. So yeah, I mean, recalls are, unless there's stringent testing, and those companies do probably the best testing. Watches do them, as the big companies, the Rolexes, the Omegas, all the big brands of the world. They do everything that they possibly can. Now, when it comes to drugs, that's a different story because human beings all have the same physiology, yet everybody's chemical composition could be different. So people react differently to different things. Like people reacted differently to vaccinations, or, people say, oh my God, did you get that vaccine? It knocked me on me arse. And I used to say, well, nothing happened to me until I got the booster, and then it knocked me on the arse. It all depends on where you are, where your immune system lies, how you're feeling at any given moment. And, drugs are, we are guinea pigs. They used to test, or probably still do to some extent, on animals, which is horrible. Because we don't share physiology or with any animals really, unless they're chimpanzees and some forms of monkeys, etc. But they test animal. I'm totally against animal testing. I think it's grotesque, and they used to do terrible things like hair dye and rabbit's eyes and all kinds of horrible things to God's beautiful creatures. Because we're the worst. Humans are the worst. We're capable of the best, and yet so many of us decide to go in the opposite direction when it's so much easier to be nice, so much easier to be kind and to pay it forward and to smile at somebody and say, have a nice day, or hold the door open, as I say every single night. It's a lot easier to do that than get all mental about stuff. I just subscribed to a new channel, and it's a woman. What's her name? Jill Dalton, NYC. She's an actress. She's like a journeyman actress. She's been in a lot of stuff, a lot of Broadway shows. She's a writer. And she started a channel talking about her life in theater and movies. And she was talking about William Hurt, the late great actor. He died very, very young. Handsome and commanding, Shakespearean and Oscar winner. I think it was for Children of a Lesser God. But he's a very, very difficult man. And she said he was a very angry guy. And she had like PTSD from her dad being kind of a guy that was discharged from the military with an alcohol problem and a disciplinary problem. And her dad was kind of coarse and not physically violent, but, explosive emotionally. And she stuck it out with this guy because he didn't mean it. He didn't mean to be that way, because at the core, he was a grateful person, but he never felt happy in his life. And he was constantly lashing out. And he was one of those actors that got the moniker of difficult. Like you hear Barbara Streisand is difficult. You hear Julia Roberts is difficult. You hear that so many people are difficult. They're hard to work for. It's always women too, and it's terrible. What's the old thing is when you're on set, if a man is difficult, they label him passionate, and if a woman is difficult, they label her a bitch. And I think times are changing, and people have finally woken up to that sexist bullshit. But a lot of times somebody like Barbara Streisand had to be difficult because she was in a boys club and she was trying her best to make her art and create her art. And she's one of the greatest singers in the world, but she's also a very talented Oscar-winning actress and a terrific director as well. And, they just weren't enough doors open. She opened the doors for a lot of people who came after her. And people always say she's difficult. And they go, what do you think of her? You like her? She's difficult. I'm like, well, we never worked with her. So I don't know. It was a really very cool, it's a brand new channel, Jill Dalton NYC, and I really like her. Great storyteller. she talks about the process where she started working for him as an assistant, and she was able to calm him down. She was able to make his life a lot easier for preparation for roles and helping him choose roles. And, it goes to show you that when you get the right person, sometimes you can change and tame the tiger, which is a beautiful thing. Dean says, nice contrast. The blue and the white will not be available. He's talking about the America's Cup. Is it limited edition? I didn't see that it was on that website. Do I still have it up here? I do not. But I mean, listen, Megan needs a couple of little hits, to keep up with the Joneses, since they've been eclipsed by their Swatch. They're a subsidiary of the Swatch Group. Not a lot. I know you guys mostly know that, but I was explaining watches the other day. Somebody who didn't know what I did. And I said, I'm not a watch channel per se. I came from the watch world. We've evolved into something completely different. And it's more a community of really nice people who like to do nice things for other people and just a place to hang out and have a good time. And I did ask you guys what you guys liked to do. So let me show you where it stands right now. My very first poll, I'm going to do a bunch of these because I think that they're super fun, right? Here it is. I did my very first poll on Bashers. And the question was, what's your favorite segment on iBashers? And the reason is, I want to see what you guys are thinking, what I need to plan next. And my next question is going to be, and I'll post that in a day or two, like what features and or segments would you like to see happen on Bashers? If you have an idea for something else, you want me to go do something else or go in a different direction for this, that, or the other, or one day a week or every day, or, every day we do Gallery of Bastards. Every once in a blue moon, I go out and I do a bash about on location. And the rest of the days are studio chats, except for today, which is Sunday Mass, which is always a beautiful show because I think that the core Basharisti are in here. And it's really nice to just have a heart to heart with all of you and atone for our sins. So far, with 45 votes in the room, and I put it up last night, the Dirk Bash Abouts on location is the clear winner. And it says Sunday Mass with 7%. That's okay. Somebody's got to lose, right? I mean, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose, of course, unless you're playing hockey or soccer, football. Just the studio chats comes in number 2 at 31%. And at 13%, the Gallery of Bastards. Well, that's not never going to go anywhere because that's the best way for me to share your world with the rest of the Bashers. And I still think it's one of my favorite parts of the show. I always dedicate at least 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how many shots I have, because we want to talk about it. And, some of you guys also send along some information about what we're looking at. If it's your pictures of your cats or your cars or your motorcycles or your watches, we all seem to have the basis, the genesis of this all came from me tagging along with the Sheen on the watch front and being a big Speedy guy, and the Milgauss event that happened last year. We all come from there. It's a common thread that we all share, which is great. And it can always be there, and it probably always will be. But I love the fact that this show has truly morphed into something completely different, which is great also because God knows there's so many watch channels out there. Way too many at this point. And who was it that just sent? Kieran sent me. Let me see what that's from. Whose channel is this? Let me see who this is. He sent me, you could probably hear that. He sent me a channel of a guy who's got, can I make this smaller? Shit, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I certainly didn't want to do that. What is this? It says Anthony Farrar, the timepiece gentleman, calls Luss. Do you guys who know who Luss is? I don't know this guy's channel, and I can't seem to make this smaller so I could see what the name of the channel is. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to stay away from that because, early on when Basher started and we were far more watch-centric, I called that guy instantly because I can smell a rat, and I smelled it. And those I run like the devil when I see people like that. Now, listen, this guy is a master con artist, and now he's in prison, and he's talking to this guy he loves, who seems like a very nice fella. I can't see any reason to not think he is. But you just hear that, oh, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to make good. And I hope it's true. I hope, but you know, he's kind of a career dude. And the watch thing is kind of blown up in everybody's faces, especially the dealers. And I do not watch dealers. I do not watch traders. I do not watch the guys that profit off of watches. You should profit off a watch if you have something in your collection that you don't love anymore or you don't wear and you want to sell it on and you could make a profit on it. Great. That's amazing. It's the capitalist world. But the guys who buy watches and the girls who buy watches just to turn a profit. I remember there was one guy, you know, every once in a while when you're goofing around on YouTube, you'll see a guy and he'll be like, this is how I made $1 million in the Rolex market. I'm like, I don't want to watch you because you don't appreciate these beautiful timepieces that we all admire so much. You know, these are guys that are just figuring out a way to exploit it, like Tim Cook from Apple is doing. He figured out these people are giving, and he called it free money, which is disgusting. This is not free money. This is money that somebody worked very hard to make with whatever their vocation is. I don't care if they're rich or poor or in them somewhere in the middle. These are people who charitably are giving creators money so that they can further their art and their career. I've chosen a new path. You know, Carolyn Martin and Sheen and a bunch of people said, Dirk, you should do this for a living. You were a bartender, you're a raconteur, you're this, that, or the other. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know if I should do it. And it's changed my life. And it's changed my life by meeting everybody in this room and all the incredible people who super chat and who are the Patreons. And that's why I haven't, you know, now that I have control of the channel, I didn't want to start a membership thing because I have Patreon. I don't ever want to come off as greedy, but it is my livelihood now, and I'm grateful. And I don't think somebody like who buys and sells watches should be a part of the conversation. We are fans of these timepieces. We like to look at them. We like to admire them. We like to know all the information about them. There's nothing wrong with selling off a piece when it doesn't speak to you anymore. Maybe it spoke to you so greatly for so long that you couldn't wait to have it. And then when you finally got it, it didn't meet your expectations, or it became a letdown, or you had severe buyer's remorse, or you had a baby, or a medical issue, or the car broke down. Things happen in life where people have to, you know, I think I told you guys, like, I hate selling shit. I've never sold any guitars, but I sold a bicycle once when I was not collecting bicycles. I was riding them, but I had just broken this frame. Actually, somebody I lent it to, we went out on we went to this place called the Greenbelt in Long Island. And it's a beautiful place to go if you want to go out for. It's called Single Track. It's not downhill biking, which is kind of my specialty, but it's very rough terrain, and you need a really great bike with suspension. And I had this bike called an Iron Horse FS1, and it was a Italian frame by a company called Verlicchi in Bologna. And my buddy, who I said, oh, I've got a great bike for you. I'll take my Cannondale. You take that. And while he was riding it, the frame broke. And those frames are guaranteed. It wasn't his fault. Something happened. Maybe it was a big rock. I don't know. It was a 4000 series aluminum, really well made. I spoke to the company Verlicchi. I wrote them a letter, and they mailed me out a brand new frame. And I said, oh, okay. So now that I have a new frame, I'm going to completely kit it out. And I was working at my brother's deli. I was making terrible money, but every day I would sock away $20, $30, $40, whatever I had, until I finally was able to kit this thing out with the world's best shock absorbers, front and back, the best clipless pedals, the best Group O. Now, a Group O is like your shifters and your brakes and all that stuff. There's a lot of gear in bicycling. It's just like, you know, watches and guitars. With every hobby, there's all kinds of things, your painter brushes and canvases and all those stuff. What is the plural of canvases? Is it canvae? It should be. And then my brother's deli closed, and I didn't have a job for a while, and I had just done this bike, and it was worth a fortune. And somebody said, you're never going to get that money back unless you part it out. So I sold the bike for parts. I sold the Grupo. I sold the carbon fiber wheels. I sold the pedals. I sold the bike in pieces, like 50 pieces. And finally, I sold the frame. And it killed me. It broke my soul. I felt so bad. I Inanimate objects, you know how I am with animals and pets. I love them and I want to care for them. I romanticize about inanimate objects. I care about things and I never get rid of them. I know I should sell off things that I have. I have stuff that I don't need. And maybe when the Italy thing happens, maybe I'll start to thin the herd out. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a big collector, but I have a lot of guitars and watches, and I have a bunch of gear, a lot of musical gear that I probably don't need. But selling guitars would be really difficult for me. But I've had the same two bikes now for 25 years, and they're beautiful. I hate getting rid of it. Anyway, how did I get off on that tangent? Holy macaroni! Well, so the gallery is the bashers have spoken. You like the bash about, so I will schedule one for this week, guys. The next thing is going to be the next. That's it. The next poll will be, where do you want me to go? And I'll pick a couple of spots in New York and you guys choose which one. And I'll do that. And the bashers will have spoken. That'll be great. Ken Furby says, it's pretty decent enough. Speaking of the America's Cup, not a big fan of the skeleton hands. Yeah, people love them or hate them. I love them. I don't have anything with them, but I certainly could live with them. Or the helium valve. I know everybody hates that. Now, way back in the day, I don't know why they put it back, because they had that model that didn't have it. It's pretty crazy. Al Benedetti, it's pretty, but in my opinion, the red makes the minute hand look too big for the dial. Red can do that. It can overpower. Look who's here. It's Nader Pritz. Great to see you. Evening all. Welcome to the Sunday Mass. It's great to see you here live. Andrew thinks it's a good looking Omega. I agree. And Mr. Parker, I do like a white dial watch, and it does look good on the rubber. Me too, but I'm not a huge fan of the special edition watches unless it's done sympathetically. That's a very mature way of putting it. I think so. And JHB is here. Hey, buddy. To your Omega question, a very, very patriotic to Americans. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. You sent the pics. Great. We're going to have a nice gallery of bastards for you guys. Can lose the decal. Me too, man. I like everything about it except the decal is just, yeah. That's the red, white, and blue. That's why I thought it was black, but it isn't at all. Andrew says, ask your doctor if a drug with 33 pages of side effects is right for you. That sounds just like the commercial. Ask your doctor if a drug with 33 pages of side effects is right for you. And Paul wants to be the guy that names all the drugs, like, Wegovy and Placentian. And, you can make up. Who makes up those names? They're cuckoo now. Letting me in, guys. I would see you if you show up here, darling. Letting me in. I'll let you in, but you would show up in my hold on a second. One moment, please. Let me go back to my messenger. When was it? 3:32. Oh shit, that was a while ago. Hold on a second. I'm yakking. Carolyn, I can see when you click on the link, you'll show up on my screen and I'll let you in, but I have not seen you show up here yet. I'm like staring at that. There's a little box down here that will show you come into the show. Close the window, come alive, and come on, I bashers now. And what is the name of that song? Close the window, come alive, it will be all right. Roar the Tiger says, would you believe that there are still recalls for automobile airbags, recalls from Japanese supplier Takata? I believe it. I totally believe it. Let me just send her a little message. Are you not getting into the show? Well, I'm watching the space, honey pie. I'm watching the space. And we shall wait for you. Alpha Foxtrot wishing a good Sunday for all. Where the Tiger says it affects cars made worldwide. It sure does. Nathaniel Hannon with the $1.99 beauty show. I also use the B word for difficult men on the set too. Of course, he's a bitch. I always love doing that. Internet isn't strong enough. I just spin. Come on. Go cellular. It's super fast in Italy. Turn off Wi-Fi. That's funny. Let's give you the monks. Is not one. That's weird. Interesting. Thank you, Nathaniel, so much for that. I'll get back to the rest of those in a moment. But right now, I think it's time for everybody's third favorite part of the show.
The Gallery of Bashtards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
It's the Gallery of Bastards, babies. The Gallery of Bastards. Let's have a look-see and see what's going on in the gallery. Where did it go? Come back. Here it goes. Today's show is starting off with Scotty Love. They call him Scotty Love. A guy I had a wonderful time sharing art and watches and all beautiful things with his Yachtmaster at the old ball game. Looking great. He's got a big wrist. He's a muscly guy. He's a fit, sturdy fella. Looks great on him. Amazing, right? Look at that. Oh, that's great. What stadium is that? Is that Toronto? Where is that? Where are you? That's some kind of dome. Are you at a minor league game? I mean, I know where I'm not going to tell everybody where you live. I know where you live, and that doesn't look like what would be where you live. Just saying. Amazing. The incredible Scotty Love. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. Every once in a while, I still do it. Olive has nesting issues. Mr. Andrew Wolkowicz. Oh, it's cat in a laundry basket. Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Amazing. Yeah, it's a great looking watch, Jocelyn, isn't it? Oh, look at Olive. You're too cute, honey pie. Too damn cute. Amazing. And then we got Dean. What do you got? Some oof. What is this? Downton Abbey? What the hell is that, buddy? Holy macaroni. That is Downton Abbey, isn't it? God, it looks like it. Holy crap. Who lives there? The Pope? That looks like royalty. Wow, that's beautiful. Amazing. Everybody's losing their mind over your Yachty, baby, because it's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know, Dave. Dave Fitzsimon says, no idea why the Yachtmaster doesn't get more love. I don't know either. I mean, I don't know how I felt about the Yachtmaster 2. I think it was a little too busy. But the regular Yachties, they're beautiful. This is gorgeous. Oh, man, look at this. A place to repose while counting your pounds. Wow. That is amazing. Wow. Incredible. Melly C says, oh my God, I'm sorry I'm so late. Are you late? I thought you chatted earlier. Hey, honey pie. Snoopy. Is this Downton Abbey? It looks like it, right? I did watch that show, because who didn't? I watched it. And I watched The Crown. Irish people. Wow. Wow. You're unbelievable, man. Watch, we'll find out it's his house. These are like grade 1 listed historic. Look at that. Is unbelievable. Wow. Holy smokes, Dean. Whew. It's not Downton Abbey, but it's certainly in the same league. Wow. Dean, that was amazing. Thank you, buddy. Wow. Holy smokes. Ken Furby, earlier he talked about Rules Restaurant. Let me read what he says first. Let me read what he says. Hey, Dirk, I went to Rule's restaurant in central London with a chum for lunch today. It's 200 years old, and I kid you not, Lord Nelson and his bit on the side, Lady Hamilton, dined here regularly, along with a load of royalty. Service is awesome, food is excellent, and it's a pretty special experience. I had a beautiful steak, and young Kira had the halibut. Very nice. Let's have a looky poo at that. Looks great. Yeah, I love a beautiful spot. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. 200 years old, huh? All right. What are these guys just having an aperitif? He's got a tuxedo shirt on. This is where the watch fashion police comes out in me. Look at that. But yet he's wearing a pair of like white chinos. But that is technically a tuxedo shirt. Wow. That's amazing. Ah, look at them. Brilliant. Oh, what a great portrait. Oh, man, this is a great one. Oh, you guys are amazing. Look at that. What are you wearing there, kiddo? Let's take a look at Boo. Oh, wow. Is that the Aquaterra? What is that? It is, right? Can't tell. Who else can eagle eye view? It looks like Aquaterra to me. It looks like the Aquaterra to me. Beautiful. You guys look gorgeous. Look at that room. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, look at that ceiling. In America, we had Tiffany glass. I guess in England, they have something far older than that. Beautiful. Thank you for those. Wow. What an experience. What an experience. Wonderful. I will ask my niece who lives in London town if she's been. Right. Amazing. Looks absolutely great. Jocelyn Bittenbender. She's in the Gallery of Bashtards. Wishing you a happy Sunday, Father Dirk. Here is Thor. My nephew named him. The title of these portraits, Fat Man in a Little Suit. Let's have a look. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this smoky-eyed cat. Oh, that's Thor. Hello, Thor. Oh, boy. He's a beauty. Oh, he's not that fat. Oh, look at it. He's got the big Laverne had ears just like that. The big, tall Dorito ears. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you so much. We love him. A new addition to the family of kitty cats, the Basher kitties. I was thinking about putting together a whole collection of all the Basher kitties, making a little short film about it. I think it would be super nice. Oh, here's a nighttime shot from wonderful Carolyn Martin. Wow. That's not even believable. Wow, Carolyn. Killer. Where are you? Why are you not on the show? Why? What happened? Oh, yeah, he did. Dean did leave because sometimes, because in order for me to show the pictures, I have to click on them. It is Nebworth House and Gardens, also seen at many live gigs, including Queen, Pink Floyd, Oasis over the years, and Robbie. I'm a big Robbie Williams fan. And I'm probably the only American who even knows who he is because he is not known in this country. He's never had a hit song. They've put out a couple of his records and they've all flopped. Americans don't get cheeky. But yeah, of course, Nebworth Park is one of the biggest things. Led Zeppelin played there too. I think their last ever gig that they ever played was Nebworth. I believe it was with John Bonham, and then he died. I'm pretty sure that was the last gig they ever had. So Nebworth Park, of course, we all know that. Manny Perez with his Tudor Black Bay. Looking great. This is so solid, man. This watch is so solid. This is such a fave of so many of y'all. You love it. Amazing. I love that strap, man. Can I say that? That's not a factory strap. You put that on there. It looks great. I love that. Whatever that brocade is in the center. Wow. And the red pip doesn't hurt either. Great looking watches. Took me a long time to come around to Tudor, and I finally have. I'm like, wow, I really dig those. Here's some Fergal action, guys. You ready? Here's some intense Fergal action. Uh-oh. Piece by piece, bit by bit, chart by chart, sheet by sheet. Wow. Wow, look at that. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. That's what I say when I talk about the Omega movements back in the day. Look how beautiful they were. Now, they were obviously not brass. They had like a coating, like an it was a combination of a little bit of gold, copper, and brass, and they were just so beautiful. Oh God, look at that thing! Jesus Christ Almighty! Oh my gosh, I think they should go back. I think they should go back to doing that because they were so unique. Of course, this is based on the original Lemania movement. The 321 preceded it. The 1861 came after it. This is the incomparable Omega 861. Such a beautiful movement. Oh man, look at that. Whoa. Monstrous. Wow. Oh, he's going to town. Oh man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Getting cleaned. Look how great this is. Fergal, we're so excited for you, man. So excited. Wow. Oh, look at the shape of that movement. It's perfect. This is watch pornography. It truly is. Any Speedmaster, like especially vintage like this, and that movements, man. Out of the park, Fergal. Out of the park. Thanks, man. Amazing. Amazing. Carlos Paggi is in the house with a Yema. Yema. Great looking. And look at this. That's a very attractive watch. Oh. Look at that. Wow. I love that dial, man. What do you got going on back there, too? You got a whole bunch of stuff. Looking great on leather. Very cool. This is beautiful, man. I think it's the first one we've ever featured on the show. Thank you for that. Thanks, man. Wow. Send me more information on that watch. And did you send it to me already? I have to see if you did. And today's basher of the day, Hitesh C, is in the room with some screenshots and other things. Get to know this man better. He's going to get a song in a little while. It's Hitesh C, and look where you are. Beautiful. Great glasses, man. Very cool. Oh, wow. Where is that? Oh, wow. Look at that thing. Jesus. Wow. Very cool photography. That's beautiful, man. Look at the angle of that rehaut. It's crazy. Wow. Oof. Wow. What does that red mark mean? It's slotted for cut down because it looks like all the limbs are off there. Amazing, Hitesh. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, where is this? Hey, Dirk, did a family hike to Dog Mountain Trail at Seymour Mountains, about 20 minutes from Vancouver. Great. Thanks for that info. Thank you, buddy. Amazing. Well, that's the Basher. That's the Gallery Bastards, guys.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
David Fitzsimon says, lovely gaff, Dean. When's the housewarming and are we all invited? And he just reiterated that it's Nebworth Park, which is absolutely crazy. I'm surprised that at beautiful Friars Park, where George Harrison's got that crazy, whatever the hell kind of house that is, that property, that would be a great place for a big festival, but it's still privately owned. That's probably why. Andy M's in the room, upstairs, downstairs, legendary actor Gordon Jackson. Agreed. Andrew thinks that guy's tuxedo shirt was maybe his own clean shirt. Maybe true. You're good at that. I bet you're right. Dean says he leaves me the info. Queen, Pink Floyd, Oasis. Yeah. What is it? Like, I've never been an Oasis fan. I don't really give a flying toss about them. I think they're just kind of derivative and whatever. It's not my thing. I get why they were big. They came along at the right time. I prefer Pulp. But those two idiots, if they got back together again, they would have like one of the biggest tours in the world. And whatever divorce money that Liam's out, I know Liam lost a lot of money in his divorce. He'd just be able to fill those coffers right back up. That is just, but then it shows you that underneath all of that bravado, there's integrity because they don't do it. They're still young enough. Andrew says, a box, the cat will make it fit as always. She says, I used to watch and want to be royalty, keeping up appearances. Hello, Bouquet residents. The lady of the house speaking. I mean, that was my mom's favorite show. She loves Hyacinth Bouquet. Absolutely crazy. Andrew says, gorgeous night shot from Carolyn. I guess we'll figure out how to get your internet working so you can come on Tuesday's show for Speedy Tuesday. We'll make it Carolyn Tuesday. Carlos Paggi, hilarious, Hitesh. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Andrew says, nice tutor indeed. Dean says that Peter Gabriel played there also in 70. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm a big Peter Gabriel fan. Absolutely, definitely. Andrew says, Manny, that's a keeper. Carlos says, sweet. Hyacinth, it's Bouquet. Hello, Mrs. Bouquet. Hello, are you Mrs. Bouquet? It's Bouquet. And it's just that poor priest the vicar who lives next door. Oh, God. He wants to kill himself. It's unbelievable. Yeah, everybody loves the Keeping Up appearance. It's a great, an absolutely great, one of the funniest shows ever to come out of the UK. I mean, lots of funny shows have come out of there. Completely. Andrew wants to know, Jocelyn says, LOL. Everybody says LOL. Bash. Dirk, have you ever looked at the Tudor Ranger? Yeah, I like it. Different in a good way from the Explorer one. I agree. I think that Tudor's the brand that gives you everything you want out of Rolex, but that Rolex doesn't give you. You know, it's like, that's why I'm thinking that maybe, you know, another brand will give me the phone that I actually want instead of the one that Apple gives me every 2 years when I buy a new phone. So I'm sitting around the table with my Italian cousins. I've mentioned this, but whoever wasn't in the room before, I said, wow, those phones are great. They were Motorola's, bigger screens than my phone. I was playing with this, really snappy. She goes, yeah, 100 euros. I went, 100 euros. She goes, well, how much was that thing? And I went, 1,500. Why are we paying that kind of money for those things? They don't, those Samsungs and those Galaxy phones, they actually do more. They actually do way more. Because Apple almost gives you what you want. And it took them forever to upgrade their cameras. The cameras are great, but it took them forever to get their shit together. The red marker is for the trail on that watch. That's very cool. Carlos Paggi says, Pulp were class. Jarvis was a true pop art poet. I love him. I just think he is one of the... I love everything about Jarvis. I love him. Same with my mom. She got me into Keeping Up Appearances because it's incredible. Dean says Liam Gallagher is definitely not skint Dirk since his last few solo records. He's probably at a 20 million. You know, you can't go by any of those. You can't go by any of those, you know, celebrity net worth things. But, you know, his brother's worth like 250 million. Noel wrote most of the songs, of course. But I think his divorce, he left him with like, you know, and he had that one single out that I thought was wow. I said, wow, it's really good. I guess he's a good writer now. I know he was working with Guy Chambers, right? And he's got Chris Sharrock. He's got a lot of people in the Robbie camp, but they pretend like they don't get along. I think that's all publicity. They were mates at one time. He called him the fat dancer from Take That and all that stuff. I'm a huge fan of Robbie. I like a lot, even his most recent, The Heavy Entertainment Show. I thought it was amazing, especially when he works with Guy Chambers. I don't think he's skint in any way, but I mean, that guy should be worth, you know, It's Oasis. He should have Oasis money, and he doesn't anymore. Was he married once or twice? He married that very famous lady, right? Did she have his kids too? Well, she probably deserves it, putting up with him with that dirty mouth he's got, and he's such a fussy little thing. And his brother is way more talented out of the two of them, and his brother can really sing as well. So he's got that today's gonna be the day when it's headed home back to you. All right, he's got a whole rock star attitude, and I get it. But you know what? Noel can sing, and he's really good. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Baby, I like it like that. I like it like that. I used to have a customer whose father wrote that song when I worked at El Rio Grande. Anybody who knows that song? I knew the guy whose father wrote that song. Isn't that crazy? It's like one of those songs that's on every beer commercial that you've ever seen in your entire life. Anyway, guys, that is Sunday Mass. In nome di Padre, Filii, Spiritu Sancti. I want to thank all the amazing bashers. I want to thank Andrew, Nathaniel, and JHB for coming on in with super chats on Sunday Mass. So nice of you to do so. I really appreciate it. It's funny. Magic Mike says, I like the fact that Robbie Williams wrote my favorite songwriter, Desmond Child. Did he write that with him? I did not know that. And I thought I knew everything about Desmond. And I haven't read Desmond's book yet because it's not out on an audiobook. I'm getting too old. And it was ruining my eyes, all the books I read at night. It was killing me. I didn't know that. Oh, before I die. That's early, Robbie, too. Wow. You learn something new every day on this show. Guys, that is a show. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank all the beautiful bashers, all the wonderful people who showed up today with their fantastic Gallery of Bashtards. Thanks for participating in the iBashers poll. I will take that, Patsy Kensett. That's it, Mr. Parker. And she's famous. She was in like so many good movies, and she's absolutely gorgeous girl too. I'll be back on Tuesday. I think there should be an episode of Watch Fashion Police. I usually find out Monday morning. I'll be back Tuesday at the regular bat time, regular bash channel for iBashers Speedy Tuesday. And, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are absolutely amazing. Amazing. One comment here. Ray Heffernan wrote Angels and played it to Robbie Williams, who took it to Guy Chambers to make it a single. I saw what the real story is with that. And this is what I've gleaned from it. Now, this was on Robbie's first record. And, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was doing a lot of blow. He's hanging around with the Gallagher brothers and all that shit. Ray Heffernan is an Irish guy, I think a Dubliner. And Robbie was in Dublin. And they somehow got together. And he had this song. I've heard the original version of it. And he sold it. He did buy it, but he did change a lot of the stuff around. But it's still, the bones of it are the same song. So this is a true story. Angels not being, like he didn't write it with Guy Chambers. They bought it off of Ray Heffernan. They did. And I've heard it. You can go on YouTube and type in Ray Heffernan Angels, because he sits and he plays it. It's got a totally different kind of cadence to it and stuff, but it's the same. It just goes to show you how many people in this artist in this world have probably, and Robbie was a mess then, absolutely a mess. So I don't think he's putting out, he got paid shite money, right? Yeah, he paid him like £7,500. Matt, but you know what? Here's a quick story. I don't mind telling it. Colin from Oisin's band wrote a song that Alicia Keys wanted, and she wanted to buy it from him, and she wanted to put her name on it. She wanted him to sell it to her, goodbye, Colin, and put his name on it. And I just don't think, I think that's dirty. I think if you're a famous person, and he was famous, he was in Take That, he was famous. So he should have put the guy's name on it. £7,500 is certainly not enough money for that, for a global hit like that. That's not fair at all. It's not right. Even like they did it back in the day with Motown, all those amazing songs. So many people got ripped off. Berry Gordy stuck his name on all those Motown singles that he had nothing to do with. It's a load of shite, and it's absolutely crap. Panel Power says he's trying to sue him for $26 million. He's a good guy, Ray. Got ripped. I mean, it's a bit late. I mean, that was a hit, 30 years ago? Why didn't he sue him right away? I mean, he should have. $26 million. Ugh. Robbie's worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 million. So he's worth like 300 million pounds. Certainly got the money. Shouldn't have done it that way. I don't know who his business manager was at the time that would have allowed something like that to happen. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. But Robbie and Guy Chambers have written some really good songs, but it makes you wonder, are they all from there? I don't know. I think Guy Chambers is an amazing guy, though. You never know. Andrew says, I'm an amazing human. The world would be a far better place for people similar to yourself. Hey, man, I don't know about that, but I know about you, Andrew, and you're a better person. So we can all just be better people. And that's what the theme of today's show was, what can I do? What can I do? You know, I'm going to do right after the show. I'm going to wash my face, go downstairs to Rose's house and clean out her refrigerator because she needs it. And that's what I should be doing. You know, anyway, guys, thanks so much. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't ever know what that person is going through. Could be something tragic in their lives. You have no idea. It's either that or, well, it's Sunday, so I won't say. Just be kind to everybody.